Hey, welcome to Flan Cooks Asian, and today we are going to the amazing, beautiful country of Thailand and making jok musab. Hey, welcome back, and today we're making jok musab. For those of you that don't know, jok or kangi is rice porridge. Mu in Thai is pork, and musab is either minced or ground pork. So today we're making rice porridge with ground pork, which today is going to be in the form of little Thai meatballs. So let's get started making those. I have here 250 grams of ground pork, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, got a ½ teaspoon of white pepper, and you can use either more or less of that, however zippy you want it. A teaspoon of fish sauce and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Now, depending on how finely ground your pork is, this is pretty finely ground. I've actually never used this pork, so I'm mixing it up in a bowl. But if you have a pork that's really a thick grind with a lot of fat in it, you might want to do it in a food processor. Just make sure that all that fat is ground up and mixed throughout your pork. But with this, just because it's so finely ground, we're just going to do this right in the bowl. Alrighty, so now that we got that all mixed throughout, we are just going to take a little plastic wrap to cover until we need it. Throw that back in the fridge. Okay, so now to make our kangi or jok, we have 4 cups, 2 cups of pork stock, 2 cups of water. You can use all pork stock if you like. You can use all water if you like. I use half and half just so the liquid has a little bit more flavor in it. And we have 4 cups of liquid. We have 3/4 cup of rice. And this is just plain a small grain white rice. They do have what is called broken rice, which is basically white rice that's already broken up, so it doesn't take as long to cook. If this is something that you make a lot or you want to make a lot, you can use that just to cut down on the cooking time. Otherwise, it takes probably 20-25 minutes, so it's not something you can just kind of whip together really quick. Okay, so we're coming up to the boil now. And you want to make sure that after it comes up to your simmer or boil, you don't want to walk away from it at this point, because the rice will very easily stick to the bottom. So you kind of want to keep stirring it through this whole process. And this is what you can see, it's starting to thicken up now. You just want to make sure that after it comes to that boil, you keep stirring it so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Also, after you bring it to the boil, you might want to bring your heat down just a little bit so it doesn't, your liquid doesn't evaporate too quick. I mean, you can always add more if you have to. And also, I would use a whisk when you're stirring this. It helps all the pieces of rice break down more than a spoon would. It's thickening up nicely. And if you need to, you can always mush it a little bit to help the rice break up, help it get to that nice porridge texture. Okay, so we're pretty much at the consistency that I like it at. So what I like to do now is, unless you have a really big family, well, not really big, but unless you're going to be using all of this at one time, I put it on a plate just so it will cool faster. Because I'm not going to be using all this. Okay, so we're going to cook our meatballs now, and I have 3/4 cup of stock, pork stock. You can use water if you want, but again, stock will have more flavor in cooking the meatballs. I do have a video on a great pork stock also, if you want to check that out. So what we're going to do is, these don't have to be perfectly rolled or anything like that. You're at home. They don't have to be really big either. You don't want them to be too big, just so they cook faster. So just a little bit, not too much. And actually, I don't even form these into any type of ball. I just kind of put them in there. I like the look of them. I think it's pretty rustic. And it looks better, I think, than a nice perfectly rolled meatball, you know? At least to me. So we're gonna put them in there, and we're not gonna use all of this. Use as many, I mean, you can put as many as you want in there, but I think 1, 2, 3, there's 6. I think that's a good number for one bowl of this. So we're gonna set our pork to the side. As you can see, they cook pretty quickly in there. It's been about a minute. Just a touch over. We're gonna flip them over and let them cook for just a touch more. So after we flip our meatballs over, it's not gonna take them very long to cook because they are so small. So we're gonna take some of our joke. We're gonna put it in there with the meatballs so everything cooks together. Like I said, the consistency is up to you. If you like it thicker, you can add more joke. If you want it thinner, you don't have to add so much. And we're just gonna mix that in until it's all mixed up. Okay, so now that we have that all mixed together, we're gonna take that, put it in our bowl. We're gonna add a little bit of green onion to that, a little bit of some chopped ginger, and also I am going to add kailua, which if you saw my video on that, you know what this is. It's a very soft boiled egg that I'm going to put right on the top. Usually if you want it with this, they'll put it on the bottom of the bowl, but I like it on top because I just love seeing the yolk just kind of burst when you poke into it and go all over it. So let's hope this comes out okay. And there you have it. Joke musab, kailuak on top. It's so hot. Also, you can add a little bit more white pepper on top just to give it that extra heat kick to it. And there you have it. Joke musab. Thanks for stopping by Fulan Cooks Asian. Stop by my website, or stop by my IG, and subscribe, like, do that here too. Any comments or anything, leave below, and I'll see you next time on Fulan Cooks Asian. Thanks, bye-bye.